Hi everybody, this video is being prepared for the final weekend of September 2025. I don't know where to begin really. On the devotional that this is going to be a part of, there are in excess, I think, and this is a higher alert than usual, of top stories that require immediate antenna array prayerful focus, whereas on other times it may be things that are, to me, things that you should be paying attention to of a spiritual nature, or movements, enemy movements or heavenly movements that I think, and I impart my own 2 cents on the thing, my analysis, if you will, to try to encourage you to do your own homework. But this particular weekend, lots of things that could, each of them could easily be the top story. So I'm going to try to unpack as much as I can on the devotional itself. And where's my little cheat sheet that I can refer to? Right here. You can pause the vid. This is where the goodies are. If you're just going to the YouTube channel of ours or the Vimeo channel, or just the Facebook groups, you're not getting everything, guys. You're not getting the whole thing. There's a lot of analysis, a lot of corresponding related articles, video previews, book previews, imagery, and an access to an archive that is in the hundreds of thousands of things over the course of years upon years, every single day about my Father's business. And this is starting up with God's help, all for God's glory. This is the hands-on ministry right here that we do. The homeless package materials had to get moved to mom and dad's house because they're finding it, as they're growing older, tougher to drive all the way out here, about a half an hour drive to Wayne Manor to the Bat Cave. So we moved the base of operations of that over to their house so that they can still participate, putting the care packages together and what have you. Earning stripes on a spiritual military uniform, walking this journey out, or in this group's case, running this journey out as fast as humanly possible. There are, as outlined by the Apostle Paul, up to, per person, 5 crowns and rewards. King Arthur here. Jesus, after all, King of kings and queens. Who are these kings? Who are these queens? 5 crowns and rewards per person. There is an incentive and rewards program outlined in the Bible by the Apostle Paul, where up to you can achieve things on earth as it is in heaven. And you should be vying, V-Y-I-N-G, for the prizes. You should be competing like runners in an Olympic race, as Paul would put it. Not just walking this lackadaisically laissez-faire attitude, let others do the heavy lifting type work. With that said, if you're asking to be in the front lines of a battle, a heated battle, you will be careful what you wish for. You will share in, sufferings of Christ. A smidge, by comparison to the Lord, a small portion, but as official members of Christ's bridal party, a group set apart, the magistrates, the inner circle, working in tandem, in concert, in spiritual Bluetooth synchronicity with high command, like this, in lockstep with the Lord. Men and women, the bridal party, there's one husband of that party, and we are referred to as the bridal party. That's a group different from the general citizenry in heaven. You want to be part of that group, get prepared, because the cheek, at times will move involuntarily. I have gone through great amounts of physical suffering. Some of it I've brought on myself, but some of it is this very thing I'm discussing, taking one for the team, sharing in the sufferings. And there will be rewards for doing that later in life. Being an actual member, this is an honorary, for me, figurative superhero spiritual avatar placed on me long ago. You can't take it away. from high command, a secret identity in Christ. What does he do in the comic books? He's a crime fighter, but he's also the leader of the Justice League. Not Superman, this guy. Like in Marvel, you could point to either Captain America or Tony Stark, but Bruce Wayne is the leader of the Justice League. When the SHIT hits the fan, when the SHIT is going down, this guy is the one who's directing traffic and telling them this is how we're going after Dark Side, for instance, and what have you. Okay. All that said, I am, spiritually speaking, a recruiter of prayer warriors that are contending, that are the ground forces, that are fighting this good fight. And I've been at it for a long, long, long time. This is year 21, officially about my Father's business, not just a ministry of blah, 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 blah. Go elsewhere. You want that? You want prosperity gospel? I am wretched, like the Apostle Paul would describe himself by comparison to some of these people who, Creflo Dollar comes to mind, who flies around in a $7 million jet and goes, you know something, y'all out there that are sending me after he does his mumbo jumbo, and then he says, and now all I need is your credit card out there, info. I need a new jet so I can jet set here, there, everywhere. Not here, folks. Wrong type of ministry. This is the actual hands-on. This is the actual front lines of battle. And at the front lines of battle, there are damages that you will experience. That's what I'm saying about to be careful of what you wish for. I have taken many, many hits. My whole face drooped for months on end. Cranial nerve 7. It's equivalent to Bell's palsy, which more people are familiar with. Took a lot of intercessor, prayer warriors, and thank you, my sidekick, for having been with me along the way. The sidekick also helped co-create the Bibles for Homeless ministry as well. Although we seem to be pulling away in other aspects. This is life. Sometimes there's a beginning, middle, and end to things. I went into a coma. I am next week, gang, approaching the 4-year anniversary of when I fell into a coma for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Many visitations from them and from them during that time. Heavily medicated, mind you, but things that are inexplicable otherwise. It's actually peering behind the veil, as it were. Then suffering an amputation, as if that weren't enough. And having the veil peeled back as well from that, where with the sidekick right in front of the person, I said to her, do you see what's it's on the archives. Go add Tumblr and you will have access to the hundreds of thousands of images and stories and stuff. The archives are there. I'm saying to my sidekick, do you see what's happening right in front of us? A spider web style web is coming down and covered the two of us with script, with imagery, as if the book of life, that's what it was, gang. Fascinating story. Go pour through the archive. The book of life was being written about people, images that were being rendered like ticker tape or like stock market, like in real time of people. And there was one, for instance, just to give you kind of a Cliff Notes version of it, as it was coming down, one of them, and the words were written around the imagery. So it was a person, and it was, on that one it said helper. And that's how they were known as in heaven. That's what imagine if on that fabric that was being woven, that I was gained access to, privy to, seeing beyond these perishable eyes, seeing things beyond with a third eye during that time. Incredible. My psychic didn't know what to make of it, but it was enveloping the two of us. We were sitting across from one another. It was absolutely incredible. During the amputation, having been to on the other side, I don't have a dog in the race. I'm not making money, and all I need is your credit card, except asking for help on GoFundMe for basic essentials, necessities of life. By the way, when I've shown you the Batcave renovation, Not a single penny I put of donations or anything of the sort toward any of this. This was a free will love offering, just to show you the impact that this digital daily devotional, daily, 7 days a week, including Saturdays and Sundays, even including on holidays. Only when I went into a coma did the thing stop. But as many of you who participate regularly know, and now we're adding this cool feature with sound effects and everything to the leads to entice people. It's a ministry that's been seen around the world by millions and millions of people. The free will love offering is an expression of that. This is about $20,000 all told. New bed, new flooring, new paint job, new job, and now it looks like a new wheelchair has been authorized as part of the things that the Lord is just, you put in the time, you're going to get rewarded, whether in this life or the next. Sometimes the treasures are going to be stored up there for you, waiting for you, but they're there. But sometimes you get recognition at key moments. And this is, right now, I'm swimming in that recognition. And during the amputation, I had the web, and there was another thing that happened at that time that was pretty incredible. And I wanted to share it with you. Maybe the Lord will bring it back, upload it into me, because it's slipping my mind right now. But then, as if that weren't enough, as many of you know right now, I'm dealing with 50% blindness. 50%, this eye is not working. And they were supposed to do major surgery on both eyes because the other eye is facing the same potential threat where I go completely blind. Right now I can see cloudy and outlines of letters that are large font, but not like before. And it was black. It was completely black when it started. I had a setback yesterday. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want people who really love me, who are really close to me, to get too overly worried. But they said these things would happen like this. And the eye, they told me when I went in for the surgery on both eyes earlier this week, they said, we can't do the surgery because your main damaged eye, their words, is, quote, too, T-O-O, too unstable, end quote. And now, late last night, the instability went up a notch. And I was scared, so worried, even though I have God. I have God. Imagine people who have less than what I have would be very panic-stricken, would be out of their mind with what happened to me yesterday. It happened briefly. I'm not going to tantalize because it plants, people will be restless over me. But I want you to continue praying feverishly, not just sending general thoughts and prayers, because I'm up against it right now. I had a setback, and there was more instability. That's all I'll say. There was more instability. I call them in their after hours number, and they call me back this morning, and it's nothing they haven't, no pun intended, it's nothing that they haven't seen, the eye doctor specialist. They said it can wait till Monday. You're just going to have to deal with it. But scary. It's to the point of I was weeping yesterday. You know, when you go up to heaven, God is going to say, I never promised you were going to have two working mortal confines, perishable body parts, that you were going to have them without incident up until you draw your last breath on earth, first breath in heaven. God's going to say, I never told you were going to have those for 99 years, that you were going to have two legs for 99 years, that you were going to have two eyes for 99 years. You thought that. I never said that. He's going to say that to many of you out there. We're saying, woe is me. And then I think about children who were born blind, were born with physical missing limbs and stuff, and think to myself, I had 60 years. It doesn't take the fear factor away, mind you. It's scary what I'm going through. It's scary. But I know who butters my bread. That doesn't mean the scare completely goes away, but there comes a kind of a calming influence. I speak it for you as well. A calming influence. calming influence. Manna, manna, falling afresh. Your oil lamp, let it gush. Let there be an embarrassment of spiritual riches. Take time to think of others. Step out of your own things, whatever you're dealing with, and think of others and put it, their concerns, the other people's concerns, at the altar footstool of the Lord. Still in control. Still in control. Last I checked, still God. All hell's breaking loose with all these stories I'm going to be talking about. There's calamity. One of them. One of many. I still don't even know how I'm going to put them, because I usually try to put the top one in order of numero uno on down. There's so many to choose from right now. One of them being head scratcher. Now I have a theory about it. I'm going to unpack it with you a little bit here. Why did Erica Kirk? I have a spiritual possible explanation for this, but in a general sense, it makes things to make you go, Why did Charlie Kirk's widow say that it was okay? Because she had to give an okay to all this. Why did she give an okay not to perform an autopsy? So as to find out the trajectory, because if it came from a trajectory, we're back to JFK. If it came from a trajectory that doesn't fit the lone gunman theory, then you have to figure there's others involved. Maybe even people who, wolves in sheep's clothing, that appeared to be working for Turning Point USA, that were working as deep state operatives that participated in the assassination. Now, my theory as to why Erica would have said, okay, no autopsy, is not that she's one of these people, but that it has served to elevate the situation to martyrdom, thereby bringing more people into the voter rolls, serving the geopolitical landscape, and to help propel 45, 47 to even greater, and the GOP to greater control of this country at a time when they are more aligned, safe to say, than is the leftists to what God wants for this country. A return to repentance, a return to the things that have endured for years and years and years, that only now, with all the rabble-rousing by the enemy operatives, the diabolical outcasts, the demonic fallen, who are just trying to say everything goes. No, not everything goes. You have allowed everything to go, and people running roughshod, and men of lawlessness that are just tearing this country apart, ripping at the fabrics. I'm still trying to think of what I wanted to share regarding the amputation, because there was so much stuff that came out of that. I was, at one point I created a video. Maybe I'll add it again just as a revisit, because Tuesday is the 4-year anniversary. Maybe I'll save it till then. I'm not sure yet, but where I just went up to in the camera, still recovering from the amputation, still kind of in a state of shock. We're going, I'm going to give you a straight talk now more than ever, because I'm not drawing a paycheck. And at this point, if you believe me or not, oh, thank you, Lord. And it happened at this moment when I'm in that video. I'm saying, I don't give a shit whether you, and you'll excuse my French, because I keep it real. I don't give a shit if you believe me or you don't believe me, or if you think I'm a madman. And then I began to say what I'm about to tell you right now is, I was given a glimpse into just the other side, right at the perimeter fence, let's say, the other side of the Garden of Eden, which is being guarded right now. The entryway is blocked by 2 very powerful guardian angels. They don't play. If you don't have authorization to be there, you might be taken out in a flash. But during that time, I was shown, it was, when you go to expensive rich person's equivalent of camping, they add the words GL. It's called glamping. And that's all that's happening in the Garden of Eden. You're not roughing it. You're glamping. I was glamping on the other side of the Garden of Eden. You'll have to check that video out. I'll be sure to include it. More toward the Tuesday issue of this. So keep that in mind. But I had servants there. I had people attending to me. It may be that the Christ Bridal Party is being helped out by people who are part of the general citizenry in heaven. It felt along that line. And during that time, remember, this happened a while back, I saw the lady that was set on fire, alive, killed, burned alive on a New York City subway station by a Guatemalan illegal immigrant. I'm Guatemalan. That was a moment to live down, let me tell you. Horrible. And when I was in that glamping situation, I saw the lady on the other side of Eden suddenly materialize, crouched, as if she was still suffering the moment of fire. The smoke was still coming off of the imagery of the spirit of the person. The spirit form of the lady popped up. I saw it clearly. And then she's like, wait a minute, I don't feel the pain anymore. Where am I? She was disoriented. And I instructed, well, I'm giving you a majority of what that I'll include it, but I'm giving you more because I'm animated about what had happened. I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what I saw. I sent some of my assistants. I said, go help this lady out. Bring her in. Bring her in. The assistants of mine, the staff, if you will, like they were a staff of a king, King Arthur, right? The staff went, gave her like a serape or a poncho over her, and they kind of huddled over her, and they said, come with us, it's going to be okay. She was completely like in a state of shock, but she complied and went, and they brought her in. That was incredible. So I have seen things that, now my peepers are in jeopardy. I have seen things that most people can't see. When I was in the coma, I had people literally, good and bad, coming out of the cabinetry of the ICU where I was. They were coming out of the woodwork, that figure of speech, incredible. Coming up to the foot of the bed, holding my hand, caressing me, the good ones, going, we're very sorry. You're going to be okay. Everything will be all right. In time, this will pass. Going like this to me. Incredible stuff. And I saw horrible things too. I saw horrible things. I was shown things. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint Eastwood. You want to see? We're gonna do this right now, and then I'm gonna recap something else as we continue this story. But we're gonna see only a handful. Let me see if I can flip this. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna take you. I'm standing, so bear with me. Shaky camera right now, what have you? Because guys, walking on the prosthetic is like walking on stilts. It's not normal walking. You get the hang of it, but nevertheless, but I want to show you, I've repositioned certain things. There's my diploma. I have the same degree that your priest has, that your pastors have. There it is. Ta-da! And nobody can take it away. Big deal. I have the paperwork. So I speak with a little education, right? Is what I'm trying to say. This is what I want to show you, since we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. There he is. So the things that I hang up, some of them, they have spiritual significance. They have meaning, such as Batman. And I know what it means. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to know what it means, but I wanted to share Clint Eastwood with you today. We're walking to the outside because I want to show you. This I refer to, this will be discussions for another day. This is from the X-Men, but this is a large canvas, 6 foot tall poster of Angel from the X-Men. And when I say prayers and when I want to ask for extra protection from a guardian angel, I turn to that poster. This is like a Jacob's ladder. I've talked about this before. Many of these items are very, to me personally, spiritual in nature. The cabinet itself made by hand, and it features plaques. I didn't misspell Elohim. This was done as labor of love by somebody who themselves didn't know how to pronounce the name, but you can see the tribes. The tribes of Israel are all outlined, and each of them, this is a very powerful item here in the Batcave, and this is a portal. Angels come from heaven in and out of the Batcave with regularity, especially when we host an event, which I've hosted many out here. This here, I want to show you the progress. This is all about 99% completed now. This is all that remains, gang, of what has to be completed and brought in, and we have to find a space for it, but that's it. The rest of it is all done. The patio is nice and clean. The wiring on the sound system is finished, and everything's been put back. You can see it's been humongously transformational. I kept the two images, and there's my cat, of the damsel in distress, because we are the furthest thing from a damsel in distress, but there are many people out there that need your intercession, warriors. We are more like this person on the other side of the Garden of Eden in paradise, enjoying life. And it's been promised. It's coming. We have to contend with things in the interim. Let me wrap up what I was trying to share with you. I went through a serious thing. The doctor said he can wait till Monday, today being Friday. I could bite my nails, I'm a little nervous Nelly, or I could just try to take a chill pill. But, when you sign up to really do heavy lifting for the Lord, they're not going to give you more than you can bite off. But this basically means that Batman has been able to bite off quite a bit. That doesn't mean I go looking for it, but it's been tough. Your help is very solicited and appreciated. Many of the things, for instance, the sidekick or my caregivers, Joy and Chewy, or the construction crew themselves, special shout out to John, who made this gigantic donation. My parents, I don't know where I'd be without any of that help. There have been other people in life who have drifted away, but were important at one point or another. Things come, things go. People, they're under attack as well. We're all just mere mortals. All fall short. I have to keep reminding myself about that sometimes when I lose patience with another person. How many times have they lost patience with me? Anyway, I want to hold on to my my visual acuity here. Lord, not my will, but your will be done. But join with me in that request, humble request, leaving it at the altar footstool of the Lord. We'll check out for now, but pour through the material. It's important. Copy, paste, share, not so that the readership, viewership increases. It's going to increase anyway. But when you do that, that's your ability to perform a soft touch version of evangelism. Copy, paste these links, this platform, this devotional ministry. Then it's credited to you, not me, as having performed the evangelism. You earn stripes on a spiritual military uniform that come in handy when then calamity strikes. You can say, hey, God, remember, I helped out. I spread the word. They know already. They're keeping their own tabs about you. Don't you worry. But it's good to be able to pull that out of the hat after a while. Hey, please, bargaining chip, por favor. As I told my father recently, my level of happiness was not determined on that I had two legs and that once the missing piece of my right foot gone and right ankle gone, that suddenly the happiness went away, or my level of misery didn't increase either. I'm at about the same, and I'm generally more upbeat than downcast. But I have my moments, just like everybody. But what I find myself doing right now of late, which I hadn't done before, was to say, I'm noticing a difference between wallowing in a pity party and just being tired physically. So I tell the Lord, Lord, I'm just tired right now. I'm just tired. That's where some of the feeling drained is. It's not that I'm depressed, discouraged too much. It's just that I'm tired. So shoot me a little more energy, please, so that I can get through what I need to get through. The other thing, too, that I'm noticing me telling the Lord is that sometimes, especially the older one gets, you've given birth, so to speak, men and women, to things that you're not proud of, that you wish didn't occur, hadn't happened, and yet you've given birth to it, and there it goes. It's like it has a life of its own sometimes, a chemtrail of stencho, of no bueno. There are things in life that I am not happy that I participated in, that I did, and then sometimes they come back to revisit. Hey, knock, knock, remember me? Rear its ugly head. I find myself telling the Lord, Lord, whatever that thing that I've created, a monster, right? And you have yours. I'm not talking about something odd, and I'm not trying to be cryptic, because I don't want to plant seeds in anyone's head either. But if I, for instance, let me see if I can give you a minor example of this. If I encouraged people to shoplift, I did shoplifting, a little bit of it, younger. If I encouraged people that they themselves picked up from what I did and went on to do it themselves, and maybe they got into even worse trouble than I did, then that's something to live down. I feel bad. You use me as an example that of something that you yourself has to live down. That's not good. I'm sorry that it went that way. That's just one rated PG example. I have all the way to NC-17 rating, things that terrible. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I am more sorry than you about my own shortcomings. But sometimes I find myself saying, what I've given birth to, Lord, when I have my daily dialogue, unpacking things with the Lord, sometimes I find myself saying, that is no longer me. That's shades of the Apostle Paul. It is no longer I who sin, but the sin that lived in me, that I gave birth to, that then there's all these byproducts of things that have happened. Be careful, you out there, because you're doing that too. We're all doing that. We give birth to things that we're not proud of, that we did. People that have hurt in life. How many times do you get a chance to say, I'm sorry, or I'm lucky if I'll have a chance in some cases to say that to a few people that I've done wrong by. And if you see this posthumously, I'm sorry. I'll have a chance when hopefully you'll make it to heaven, and I'll be chilling in my glamp tent, and I'll throw a spread for you, the likes of which you'll be like, mwah! You still got it as a foodie. Imagine, guys, for instance, one of the things that crosses my mind, how cool is it going to be to sample foods made by those that have made it to heaven, the greatest chefs in the history of creation? Belgian chefs, Chinese chefs, French chefs, American, what have you. Their areas of expertise, and I could just say, okay, we're going to throw a banquet for this person that I didn't do well by in life. I'm sorry, I owe you. How many times do I tell the Lord, half serious, half joking, put it on my bar tab, Lord, I can't take care of this right now, but I'll make amends. Or put my transgressions where I fall short, where I have trespassed, put it on my bar tab and you pay it, Lord. Remember this, Jesus never leaves behind an unpaid bar tab. We do, but he does not. So I'll leave you with this. It's a joke I've said before, but some of you, since we're picking up new readers all the time, the 5 major conversations that a person has in their adult life with God. This is a frequently circulated joke in seminary circles. Number 1, she said, or he said, she said yes, meaning you got married. Number 2, thank you for my firstborn. I'm a firstborn. Number 3, thank you that the last kid has finally left the house. Number 4, thank you that I still have a little bit of life left following retirement. I'm officially retired. Thank you that I still have a little strength left in these bones. And number 5 is, it's been a few years now, Lord, but this morning, I took a good shit, as it was told to me. Forgive the profanity. But listen, man, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. In seminary, they tell you that joke just like that. And we can live with ourselves. I said it. Some of you didn't want to hear it. You have sensitive ears or what have you. Go ahead. So just either ignore it, cover your ears. But I had that conversation run through my head when I had that calamity that took place yesterday.
And that doesn't include all the people that come to our conferences.
Oh,
And the
I have a pause on the TV right now, so I guess that's the time to wrap things up. I had that joke came to mind when I was talking to the Lord, because the very first thing she said, yes, that hasn't happened to me. I gave birth out of wedlock to a child that was then subsequently killed. Still have that feeling in my heart, and just aches me. But maybe with the creation of these new digs, maybe someone is going to come in to the picture new that hasn't been made known to me yet, right? The veil will continue to be removed, more and more veils. I speak for you as well. So for those of you out there, hold fast. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? One more pause, because there is one more thing I want to say. Where is the remote? Here it is. Keep the faith is what I was going to say. Oh, hold on. Hold on, gang. Hold on, please, gang. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on.
It makes life easier to deal with it, but that means you'll...
All right. There. So, I took many years ago a picture of me in a fandom Padres shirt, cheapy t-shirt, and it had one meaning then, and it has another entirely different meaning now. That's what I want to leave with you, and I'm going to include the photo that I took of it. The photo has me smiling, and it has me with the saying Padres, and then it says, because the San Diego Padres are known as the Friars, that's the logo, is Swinging Friar. The shirt says Friar on the very bottom of the shirt. Friar Faithful. In other words, part of the fandom. We have the support for the team. Rah, rah, rah. Firecracker, firecracker, sis, boom, bah. But the thing is, now it has another meaning altogether. Now I look at it and I go, you know what? I've been a friar in a pastoral capacity. So how's that for an honorary new title? Friar Faithful. I have kept my end of the bargain. I have run the race. I have completed the race. The Lord can take me at any time. When I was in that coma, screaming out to the Lord, I'd rather be up there doing the work. I don't need to be here. Take me now. Take me. I'm ready to go. But God said, nope, just a minute. Batman's not finished. I got more work for you down here. Take care of. Hobbled and all. And see, I'm still laughing. I'm still smiling. But I don't want to be Daredevil. I don't want to be Matt Murdock, Lord. Anyway, Friar Faithful signing off for now. We'll see you soon. Enough. Bye-bye.